Knock knock.
Who's there?
The interrupting coefficient of kinetic friction.
The interrupting coefficient of kinetic...
Mew!
Basically, the original equation this all started with was the second equation. We did this so that we can get the acceleration. Remember, ideally we're all trying to find the coefficient of friction. So our next step was to use our nice little handy equation, force of friction equals normal force times mu k. We divided friction divided by mass in the equation and got acceleration, which we had found from the previous equation. Yeah, so obviously after that we could find mu k, which is the coefficient of kinetic friction, and that was basically a synopsis of the data of our lab. All we needed was our velocity initial, our distance, which we designated by S, and our time. And through the procedures, we found each of them. This is the car we used for our experiment, Fred's beautiful yellow neon car.
It's big pimpin', baby.
And Fred was our driver. I was our recorder and timer. Joe was our pacer and signaler. And Angela was our lovely camera woman. And how we knew the distance was because it was very efficient that we measured the length of a parking space, and we're measuring from the center of the line to the center of the line. It is exactly 10 feet, which is pretty much industry standard, so that makes sense. And that was a lot easier than going like with a ruler one by one, so that's how that worked. Fred was the manning the car, and he did 4 runs at 15 miles per hour, because that's 2 notches, and it's accurate to say, oh, we're at the second notch, you know.
When I get to the designated space, I switch it to neutral. Yeah.
When Fred crossed the designated line in his car,
this spot is 200 feet from our starting location.
I would shoot the stopwatch, you know, start it, and then Joey would pace with the car because it was going at a relatively slow pace. When he got down there, and by watching the wheel, when the last wheel, like when it stopped rotating, that was the end, and he would, and correspondingly, I would then press stop on the stopwatch and record the time. The only inaccuracies that would have occurred here is just between the signaling time between me and Joey, and that's pretty much our data.